This is Rick Danko with a friend, and he'll how do you pronounce that name? Jonas?
Jonas Fjall.
Jonas Fjall, okay. And also Eric Anderson is on this piece of product. It's not available in Canada. We'll tell you why in a few minutes, and we'll tell you how you can get it and how you can see this man. Ladies and gentlemen, formerly of the band With Friends, Rick Danko.
Old man goes to the river to wash his bale of woes. He could go if he wanted to. It's just I forgot here, I didn't have my volume switch up here.
Okay.
Old man goes to the river to wash his bale of woes. He could go if he wanted to. Well, it's just a boat to row, you know. Blue River, keep right on rolling all along the shoreline. Keep us safe from the deep and the dark. We don't want to stray too far. Well, I spent the day with my old dog Mo, walking down an old dirt road. What he's thinking about, well, I don't know. But for him, I'll bet the time must go so slow. He's just a dog, you know. Listen to me. Blue River, keep right on rolling all along the shoreline. Keep us safe from the deep and the dark. We don't want to stray too far. The crops are all in. Firewood stacked, but it's 10 by 10 for the wife, the folks, the kids, and all of the kin and a friend. Listen to me now, Blue River, keep right on rolling all along the shoreline. Keep us safe from the deep and the dark. We don't want to stray too far. We don't want to stray too far. Don't want to stray too far.
Yeah. All right, how you doing?
All right, how you doing today, Michael?
Man, doing good. Colin, good to see you again.
Nice to see you, Michael.
Yeah. And who's this gentleman on the end over here?
Oh, this is my dear friend from Woodstock, New York, Andy Robinson.
Andy, nice to meet you. All right. You just drove up from Woodstock today?
We sure did, yeah.
Okay.
We haven't had too much rest, but a couple of winks here.
Still home for you, Woodstock.
Yes.
In between. Now, tell me about this record here and the Norway story.
Well, Eric Anderson has been a friend of mine for many, many years, and he lives over in Norway. He has a new family. He has many families, and he's got 4 children that are under 6 years old. And I went over last February to spend some cabin fever time, you know, in February. That's a fine time to go to a place like Tromsø, where it's been dark for 4 months, you know, and caught up on my reading, and got to hang around some great Viking Norwegian folks, and told some stories, heard a lot of great stories, and I got a house in Bergen, and I'm leaving on the 4th of February again to go back over. We cut this record after playing 10 shows last February, and we kind of, they wanted us to document what we were doing, but we ended up recording a kind of a new album.
Yeah.
And it's been top 10 for, I don't know, 5 months. And,
Now, it's also nominated for a Norwegian Grammy.
there we go. Yeah, I'm going over, I think the show is on the 6th or 8th, and they told me the fix was in.
Yeah. Excellent. Now, this isn't released in Canada, so I guess you can only get it at an import shop right now.
I think so, you know. It should be here in Canada, I'm sure, in the spring, in February, somewhere between BMG, which would be RCA, maybe here in Canada, or Polygram, I'm not sure, but we'll know.
One of those
in a couple
labels.
of weeks, yeah.
And if you're sitting at home, and of course you're a record exec, and you're sitting there saying, I like this, I want this, well, you can possibly get this. And if you're a real fan, the import shops can have this one for you real quick. When are people going to be able to see you?
Colin and myself are playing tonight. It's a Horseshoe
Tonight and tomorrow.
Tavern tonight and tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the only date? Like,
And we're at the Firehouse in Niagara Falls, New York. That's where a lot of my Canadian family are.
okay.
And we kind of do that once a year or once every other year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you've been keeping busy with Bruce.
Yeah, I've been on the road for most of the last few months.
Last time I saw you was in here for the big ticket.
Right, this very spot.
This very
actually.
spot
This is-
you were
this is
here.
my spot, yeah.
And now tell me about the gigs you guys did the other night, because you had some.
Oh
great
yeah,
things
well,
going.
we have a few weeks off before we go back, and we've actually been off since before Christmas, so we all missed playing. So we cooked up an idea, and we couldn't bring Mish Pulio, who plays drums with Bruce's band, but the rest of us all live in Toronto, and the drummer in my band, Gary Craig, and Johnny Diamond and Richard Bell, who play with Bruce with me, we all figured we would come up with a name, and Richard found the name, and that was Bambi and the Deer Hunters, and we played it.
Those people will be playing with us tonight.
Well, yeah, Richard and Gary and Johnny will be all playing.
So some of the Deer Hunters will be playing
Some of the
with you.
deer. Although I would say that Richard got elected Bambi. I don't know if he liked that too much. We couldn't find an antler hat for him. That was what we were looking for, but we couldn't find that. We still had a really good time.
Yeah,
and,
was it great?
We didn't really tell anybody, but word sort of got around, and there were enough people to make it fun. Kind of got the stage warmed up for us this weekend.
All right then, so this weekend at the Horseshoe and then in Niagara Falls at the Firehouse. And you got to come back and visit us, spend some more time so we can talk about Rock of Ages and just, you know, go on for days.
Absolutely, Michael. I'm a
Okay.
Canadian, you know.
Well, hey, I know that, man. I remember going to the library to listen to band records because I couldn't afford to buy them, which was great. We're going to go out on your video, I guess, because you're going to be part of this whole thing this weekend.
Yeah.
He is part of this whole thing.
He is, he is. When is Bruce going back out on the road?
Middle of February,
Middle of February?
go out, starting in Western Canada.
Okay.
And then about a week in Canada, and I think probably about 5 weeks in the States.
They did the greatest show that hit my neighborhood a few weeks back at the Bearsville Theater near Woodstock, New York. And
It was kind of like a
wonderful.
pre-Christmas bash.
It was, you know, sold out in 20 minutes, and isn't that being aired all over?
Yeah, it was a show that was broadcast all over the world,
America.
actually.
Yeah.
It was broadcast to Europe simultaneously and all over America and Canada. It was fun. It was early enough in the morning that we didn't have time to get nervous.
Fellas,
Fresh.
Yeah.
thanks for coming by.
Hey, nice to see you.
Hey, Michael, thank
Okay,
you.
Rick, it's real nice. On the end there, sir. All right then. Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Linden, Rick Danko, and
Andy Robinson.
Andy Robinson on the end this weekend at the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto. And don't forget Niagara Falls. This is Colin's video on Much.